Hello and welcome to this very impromptu live. Haven't really planned for this, and I just thought yesterday, look, I know people are asking me about Business by Design, and it's only open for a very short time, and just wanted to give genuinely an opportunity to ask me some questions, let me share my experience, and we've got the sales page in front of me. I also wanted to show you inside Business by Design because I think it is fantastic how much content is in there. And yeah, so this is very much over to you. If it's 20 minutes long, fair enough. If it's an hour long, no problem. But when I looked, I think I did this a couple of years ago, and I was kind of doing my story and this is how James has impacted me. You've kind of heard that a lot recently. I've done several lives, when I interviewed James a few weeks back, and then, I'm trying to think different ones we've done. It was living, what was it? Living the dream life or something like that I did. And I kind of explained my story and where we're at now. So I don't want to do that. This isn't a sales pitch. This is genuinely me just going, look, if you're on the fence, I totally get this is a lot of money. And is this going to be good for you? So Joe, I saw your question right at the top here. And totally, this is exactly why I'm doing this. You want to do it, but a little apprehensive. And I totally get that. Ian, get seen, get sold. Hello. Ian, Jim, Jeff, and just Toronada. Hello. Right. So this is the link to Business by Design. I'm just going to jump across to it and show you the page there. So I'm assuming that people that are on here have seen Business by Design. You've been through the Rise training. James just did just over a week. He did the Rise of the Digital CEO. He did a 3-part training. Absolutely fantastic. I love it. And then he's upselling. The whole point of that is upselling to his main product, which is Business by Design. And this is open for once a year, and it's open for like 4 days right now. And as you can see on the countdown, there's a day left to go with this, and then it closes up, and then he'll run it again next year. So very exclusive, creates a lot of FOMO. If you're thinking about this and you realize that, I've got to get in now. let's kind of help you to make some sense of this. So firstly, let's just have a look. This is, if you click that link that was popping up down there, adriansalisbury.com/BBD, then in fact, I can actually just drop it into the chat there as well. This is the page that you come over to. This is James's website. It is a huge page, but so I encourage you really, everything really that you want to know, I'm thinking will be over on this page over here. This is for you if you want to turn your ideas into a digital product. Some of you have already started. Some of you are just thinking about this idea. Let me know if you want where you're at with this. Actually, have you already got a course? Are you thinking of this? Quite where are you with Business by Design anyway? But James does a fantastic job, and he was doing this through the Rise training of really going, look, where are you right now? Are you just trying to decide on a niche that you should be in, an audience that you're working with? Are you in this offer alignment? And actually you're going, okay, I know the people I want to serve. Now, what can I put in front of them? Or actually, are you ready? You've got this product ready to go. Maybe you've already had a course and you're now in this launch alignment. And then the max impact is just really rinsing and repeating once you've got this offer. You can see all on here. I'm not going to go through everything. Way too much content. So these are your main. In fact, we're going to jump in. I'm going to show you inside here, actually. So we're inside of Business by Design. Jim says the longest web page you've ever viewed. Yeah, but Jim, I look at these guys and, it works for them. And so we're taking some of this training on board. And actually, James teaches you how to create a sales page. It's one of his trainings. And you can see that inside of here. Only have ebooks so far, but have several courses that need developing. Fantastic. Yeah. So you know your niche, your niche. you've got an offer for them. So this would fit perfectly, absolutely. So now we're in, so this is what you get access to. This is your Business by Design dashboard that you would get, and really what he was showing out there on that front page. And I think James ran through this on a Facebook Live yesterday. So we're all good, but you get Module 1, Business by Design, Module 2, Working by Design, Module 3, Offer by Design, Sales by Design, Team by Design, Scale by Design, and then you see you've got the live training, office hours, you've got resources, the attraction module, and some bonuses down here. I just want to give you, and this in this dashboard down the right hand side really is really helping you get going. So you're going to find that this isn't just a course that James is selling. This is very much there's 16 weeks of coaching that he's offering with this. James is going to be doing 8 calls with you. Likely 2+ hours long. There's going to be apparently over this 16 weeks, 40 different coaching calls. So he's got different coaches who will come in at those different stages that people are at. So there'll be calls specifically for someone who's trying to nail their niche and get that bit, someone who's trying to work on their offer. Plus you'll get in the Facebook group and everything that's offered over there. Inside that group, just the support of others. There are thousands of people that are in here, and it doesn't matter how long you've been in the community, you can still get access to it. So you're being added into a growing Facebook group, and there's always this big surge every year with new people coming in. And so you can kind of suggest your ideas, you'll get some feedback, you could tell people what it is you're doing, and you'll probably find that there are others who are in the same space as you. So a lot of great support in there. And you're also getting a free ticket to the BBD Live event, which will be in November. We were there last year, and this was the photo from our seat. It was yeah, I'll talk more about this later. It was a huge event. Yeah. There are a few things that I just want to spell out to you about it, just so that you're pre-warned in advance. Right, but where was I? Sorry, it's because I started over here. So we're going through this training. We're looking down these different bits. What I was just showing you was that, yeah, you've got these calls. So your live training, you'll have all the links to the registration, how to get on those Zoom calls, how to watch the replays. There's this, where to start. You don't really know what to do because this is a lot of training in here. So James is putting here really, it is, if you follow it, it's very intuitive as to what is inside here. All of these open up trainings. I want to just show you this. To me, this is one of the biggest parts of this. That yes, there's some fantastic training down here, and James almost dismisses the online stuff and focuses really on the coaching. Personally, I love just sitting, getting engrossed in all these videos. So I can go into this Business by Design module, and all of these in here then take me into a video. And as I watch that, it'll take me on to the next one. I don't want to, I'm going to end up with, let me turn off the system audio, then you won't hear it. So, these are the videos that he's playing in here. What are these? Typically 13 minutes, 14 minutes long. Really, this Business by Design is a lot of the mindset side of things and really getting you in the right place for this. Telling you some instructions about accessing the community and things, how to actually use it. So he just explains the navigation and things there. All right. So the bit that I want to show you, the thing that I was hearing people last time not realizing what was actually in here, and we're setting up a course, a product, and for me, I'd already got the training, or actually I did start a brand new one as soon as I joined, but I knew how to do a course. I didn't really need that bit. I knew my audience, but these launch execution guides are incredible. So you'll have heard potentially James talking about monetize before you make it. He's a big advocate of not spending ages building out a course and then deciding to launch it, but you can actually promote it. And as you're recording and as you're delivering live those first trainings, you're saving them, and then they're going to be your course videos for later. Or actually, you can release it and you can just pitch this out there. And, if you find that nobody's interested in it, then, maybe there's some alarm bells there that before you go off spending a month creating this course. So I really do like that approach. I'm just going to pick on down here this webinar launch, because I found this one. This is the one that we did. I remember years ago going through this. It is all updated. One of the great things with James in this training is that you're getting updated videos and content all the time. And I joined back in 2017, so 7 years ago, and I've still got complete access to all the latest things that all the new members that are coming in get. So let's look at this as a webinar launch, because this is so much more than just watching a couple of videos. This again has all been updated recently. So there's a complete, the following is your complete webinar launch process map and execution guide. Begin with the 5-step planning process below, continue the steps to rock your webinar. So there's a PDF we can download. The planning phase 1, dream it. He's got a video in here talking about this with a launch calculator. He's taking you through mapping it out. So really, what does that launch look like? Then booking it, so making sure you get everything into the calendar that needs to be in there, chunking it out, just breaking all this down. Again, you've heard James is a big fan of you building team and being able to pass this off to a VA for them to do it for you, and then actually doing it. So now we get into it. You can see, well, maybe you can't. My cursor was that little scroll at the side has hardly moved. So we're talking about the offer. We're building the webinar registration page, and he's using here GoToWebinar, but you can copy this very easily. Look, titles, descriptions, you get a feel for when he's suggesting start date, start times and things. He says in here, add the exact subject line and custom text. So he's completely doing this for you. He talks on Rise about this being a Lego instruction guide and it's a complete step-by-step. Well, this is, everything is in here. He's telling you when these emails should go. He's telling you what you should put in the emails. I really don't think you could get a more step-by-step, I was going to say done for you, not done for you. You've got to do the work, but everything that you need to know is in here. The webinar registration page. There are some templates there. Again, he's, what's he using on this one? Lead pages. I would be using Kajabi. I know several of you are on Kajabi. We can do exactly the same thing, but we get an idea. He's pointing out what should be in here, what sort of things you're looking for on that page. We can recreate all of this. To me, this is so worth it because, somebody can say, on a training, just go off and build this page and make sure it has these 3 things in it. Well, he's actually showing you exactly how to build this out. And we had some of our affiliates go through last time, and sadly, I hadn't really gone into detail about this. And for some of them, they'd got right near the end of the 6 months that I was supporting them and hadn't even realized that all of this training was in here. This is just one of, what is it? Is it 13 execution guides? I'm still going. We're down to Facebook ads now that are going to go with this webinar. Creating your ad, graphics, and video. Are you seeing how much is in here? The, Instagram ads, Facebook retargeting, the webinar itself, and he does actually have a slide deck that you can pull down. Your follow-up email sequence, exactly what emails you need to be doing. And he does actually take you up over here. There's another training, the ultimate follow-up process here. And so look, there's an example of emails, subject lines, descriptions. Then there's a second email and third email. He is absolutely giving you everything. There's nothing he's left out of this that you will need, and that's why he's doing then the coaching calls as well to really help you as you're working through this to answer anything. So let's just have a quick look, because I know Joe's just put here, not a business person or administrator. That's the business you're concerned about. I'm not quite sure what you mean. So is you talking because he's talking about the being a digital CEO, Joe? Not quite sure what you mean with that, really. Yeah, I'm going to let you come back to me on that. Concerned about it being too sales pitchy for my niche. Any comments? Greg? Yes and no, Greg. Sales pitchy. So you mean in his style and how he's coming across? Let me come back, because this is showing you here this. So this is a webinar launch, and this is the most classic, really. If you've got, so Greg, you're delivering a membership. How are you going to deliver this? The idea really of doing a webinar, setting a date, setting a time for it, having some emails in the run up to it, just making people, if there's a download they need or anything. And then in the follow up, just going, just some stories, some experiences, things like that you can drop into emails. He will lead you on that. There are all kinds of things that you can do with this. So launching wise, and I'm just picking these execution guides because to me, this was the biggest part of it. We can do this Ninja Survey pre-release, a live launch would be very much like James did in Rise, this actual live training event. And then at the end of it, you're doing a pitch. Video series launch can work really well as well. That actually you do, training across 3 or 4 videos, and you can either drip that out. So on one day, which is what Rise used to be before James did it live. So on one day you would get a video for an hour, and then on another day you'd get another video, and then another, and then he would do a sales pitch at the end. All of these different things are options. Launching a membership. Again, there's a whole process in here as to how to do this. And I think, Greg, I hear what you're saying, sales pitchy. I struggle with this, and I've just been putting slides together for a talk that I'm doing at a Kajabi event on Friday, and I'm the same. I asking for the sale is hard, but as James will say, this. You need, if you're charging for this, then you need to get it out in front of people. And if you know and you're confident that what you're delivering is going to add value to people, then actually we've got to ask them to make the sale. And so I'm definitely backing off from this. I'm feeling more comfortable. I'm accepting that, look, if I've got something to offer, I know I can make a difference, but I need people to sign up to it. And even if that's a low cost membership, I'm not quite remembering where you were going, Greg. We don't have to use James's terms and the way he works. I tone it down. I make it my own, but I do really like that structure. I like that I can actually see, okay, there's the guide. This is how James would do it. And I can then take that and change it around a bit if I want to. But even like this, we're looking here at this. It's locked. It's not going to let me zoom in a bit. This is his launch map, really, that he's got here. So it's saying, look, we've got Facebook ads and emails that are going to a webinar registration. That goes to a thank you page. And then we've got this post-webinar sequence for people that registered, reminders. It's just giving you that structure to say, you're not going into it going, I haven't got a clue how to do this. We've got this guide here in front of us. So does that help? That's there's a lot in here that is, where are we coming out? So they're these launch guides that for me have been the biggest part of it, to have that all laid out, that I don't have to be thinking, I don't quite know how to do this. And I can just follow along exactly what James has laid out is very much worth it to me. And even the this whole thing about selling and, there's a lot in here about mindset, and there's a lot of training that will help us get past that actually it's okay to make money. Money is just a tool, like a hammer, as James likens it. It's what we do with that money. And so, yeah, to put this out, and we want to get it in people's hands, so they need to pay to get involved. And I absolutely agree. I know James says if you don't put that transaction on it, people won't value it. And that has been my experience. There have been times when I've given people free copies of things, and then I look back a few months later and they haven't even looked at it. So, you invest in this, you're going to use it. And it's the same with your customers. If they think, okay, this is a bit more than I wanted, but I'm paying, I'm going to get in on this and I'm going to commit to it. So there is something about the price of this transaction. What else can I show you over here? So down through these different categories then. So working by design is, I think we looked at this one, did we? This is about kind of setting out this exercise of where do you want to go, knowing your numbers. So it's no good saying, I want to make $200,000. Well, actually break that down. What does it look like? How are you going to get there? Working with a team. This essential model is talking about, how people access you, and your one-to-one coaching is at the top of this pyramid, and right down at the bottom is your free content that they can access, and really sort of building all that up. Offer by design is a fantastic module, really coming up with everything that you need to know, getting yourself going. Scarcity and urgency is an absolute master at. I think James said it in the video at the top of his sales page. This is his playbook from being in business for, 14 years. He's just put everything down here that is available. There are some resources in here as well. So even down to the emails, what kind of emails should you be writing, how to get a case study, upsells, wait list, pitch anything, outsourcing. One of the things that has been really good for me, and I did see on his page that he is making this available. If I come out wider into the library here, I think for me it's over here on this third page, is this absolute automation. I actually bought this afterwards. This is a fantastic course. So I didn't want to be doing live webinars for a product. So like our Impact, we have Lights, Camera, Impact, and that is an automated webinar that you can go to a registration page and it will say, hey, there's a live, or the next training is coming up at this time. You can click and register for it, and everything is automated. Even the scarcity that's created, and I'm definitely not someone who says I'm not pretending that this is a live training. If it isn't, I'm saying this is a training that you can access. People can go through it. We literally followed, Owen and I, step by step, everything in here, and we built out the whole thing. We took James's advice. We used the tools that he was suggesting, and we created an automated webinar that just works on autopilot. I don't see anything to it. We have ads, or we have lead magnets and things pointing into it so that people can go and watch the training. And then the next thing we know, or the only thing we know, is that they've bought Impact at the end of it. There's even an email in there that will say to people, look, come the end of sending a few emails out, when the offer's gone, totally respect that you didn't want to buy it. Would just love to know what you thought to it, or why it is that you didn't want to purchase it. And we get great feedback, oh, it's nothing wrong with this, but at this moment I haven't got the money to buy that camera equipment. So it is totally on autopilot, and everything that we learned was from this absolute automation. So again, I look at things like this and go, that's not going to take me long to earn that money back, and it will have completely paid for itself and then be a bonus from there. So really, whichever stage you're at, I do just need to come back. Let's just have a look at this chat over here a minute and see what it is that you're saying. And then really, if anything that I'm saying here prompts questions, do shout. and I'll be here as long as needed just to answer any questions. But yeah, we won't hang around any longer than you need. So Joe, you're just saying again then, so you're not a business person, so setting up a business. Joe, I totally get that, and you don't need to be. What I think what you're referring to is how James is saying about outsourcing and building a team and getting people around you. He does explain that he got to, was it $2 million a year with a $99 product on his own. He's using VAs, and so, or certainly in those early days, and he encourages you, are there the little jobs that you're wasting your time doing? I'm terrible for it, I'm afraid, but are there things you're playing around with, coming up with thumbnails and stuff like this that actually somebody could do for a lot less? And so you could start working with a part-time VA, and he has a training on how to go and hire somebody. This is the idea. It's not about trying to build a business. Joe, I'm exactly the same. I have no intentions of growing what we're doing here past Rachel and Owen, and we're totally happy with that. So you don't have to, and that is definitely not something, a prerequisite really for this training. I think when the problem is when we're spending all our time doing all of these jobs and answering these emails and things and comments on YouTube videos or something else, and we're not getting to the big picture stuff. This is where James is saying, and this whole digital CEO comes in, that actually, what would a $1 million a year digital CEO be doing? They're not going to be spending all their time doing these little jobs. You should be focusing on the big ones, which is very much about sales and marketing of the product that you've got. So yeah, you can get a VA. If you want to do it yourself, you absolutely can. But that's really what he's talking about. So yeah, there's no need to be setting up a business and having a team of people at all. Actually, where I go wrong, Joe, you know me, you're in several groups. Where I go wrong is, I've tried to create too many offerings, really. And I think what I would encourage you, and really if we're trying to minimize that time and not outsource it, then actually sticking to one thing and just rinsing and repeating it can really save on that. The other thing that we've done is, what's the phrase James uses? Delegate and elevate. I think that's how he says it. What I'm trying to do, and I've said to these guys, is automate and elevate. So I don't particularly want to delegate things out, but if I can go, right, we can put this on autopilot. This can actually be bringing in, some of these automations, like I've just said about with this webinar. I don't touch that now. That is a machine that is up and it's working. We're going to do something very similar with YouTube over the next few months. So I want to automate things so that I'm not in here doing all the behind the scenes manual work. I do want to be able to stand in that CEO's role and go, right, let's look across this business. What do we need to be focusing on? And not trying to get too distracted with things. So how long do you have access to the whole program? No, you've got access for life to the training and the Facebook group. So there's no time limits on anything. So as I say, I joined in 2017. I'm seeing exactly the same training that you would see if you joined. The Facebook group, I'm still a member of it. I'm still invited to all of those calls that will happen. So James will immediately after joining, he will start, I think he said on that video, 16 weeks. It says on the page about 8 weeks, I thought. But over the next 16 weeks, he's going to be doing training. And as I said, there's going to be, he will come on 8 times every other week. There will be 40 coaching calls. So there will be an initial 16 weeks of getting this training to really help you, to coach you and make sure it's getting through. But in terms of accessing this training and accessing the Facebook group, you can come back to this whenever you want. James is sorry, let me come down. I'll answer this actually first. Seems the end goal of BBD participation is the creation, marketing, delivery of a course or other education. Yes, you're right. It's not focused on more general YouTube presence. Jim, that's absolutely right. Business by Design is you're not going to learn anything about YouTube and Business by Design. It is about you having an online business, being your own boss, and creating a course and how to sell it. Yeah. Joe says few. Yeah, Greg, hopefully that helps you a bit. I would say as well, if you want to reach out to me, if there's something that you're not happy with on here, by all means shout. The only thing I would say, there are a couple of little things that I would just want to mention to you, really. Firstly, and I hope this wouldn't happen anyway, but I know with the guarantee, the 365-day guarantee that is on here, I unfortunately had someone a couple of years ago who they had some life change, something changed in their life that meant they couldn't pursue this anymore, and they were about a month into it and asked for a refund. And unfortunately, I ended up getting copied into the emails because this guy was really upset by it, because the team was saying there isn't a refund, it's a guarantee, and you've got up to a year as a guarantee, but you need to prove that you've been through this training and you've tried it and it didn't work. All right, so I'm just spelling that out to any future affiliates of mine. I want you to know that you can't in a month's time go, nah, I don't like this, it's not what I thought, and get your money back. All right. And he does spell that out on the page, and does explain it, that it isn't a refund, it is a guarantee. And they're saying that because they absolutely know that if you follow through, it will work. Now, I haven't really said what I'm doing in terms, so we've got an affiliate set up for this, and adriansalisbury.com/BBD credits me as an affiliate for it. It doesn't cost you anymore. And so what I'm doing alongside all of this training that you've got, it is pointless me trying to come up with any extra training. But like I do with my Kajabi customers, I want to be in your corner. And if you end up getting on some of James's calls and they're big and there's a lot going on, I just want to create a little space. We'll have a smaller Zoom group, and we can get on calls together and really go around the room. Typically, if we get a dozen people, that'll be as many as we would have. And we will just sit around and you can say, right, this is my goal. This is where I'm looking to go. James sets these 90-day goals. It really work well each quarter to get, we're not looking at the year, we're looking at this 90 days. So we could be doing this. We'll have 6 months together. We'll go to the end of the year. And for that first quarter, we'll sit and go, right, where do you want to go? And I'll help you to navigate through this training, or have that bigger discussion about how are you going to get people on your email list and things like that. So yeah, I want to just come alongside you and support you and offer you 6 Zoom calls to really try and have somewhere to come back to. Hopefully a trusted friend that we can work through this together. All right, so that's the thing that I'm offering to you for anybody that comes through our affiliate link. Dean, you made it. Now, Dean, so Dean was just asking me earlier about, whether this really was business to business. And I'm, Dean, if you watch back through this rather than me running through it again, I was just walking through there, letting you have a look inside it. It is really talking to, and Greg kind of touched on this as well, with it being James's style being quite salesy. Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't think it's sales. I don't find it bad in that sense. I do, it is pushing me. It is making me make a decision. And I think that's great. Now, does that style work for business to business? I don't know. I think it's going to feel quite weird. And certainly even in the UK here, no offense to my American friends, but, I had someone who said to me, that's not going to work over here. That's very American. It's not going to work with an English audience. I disagree. It absolutely does work. But I'm kind of thinking, is that almost a similar way of looking at a B2B content? And are you going to be inviting people in to do a challenge or to come and join a Facebook group and things? So Dean, I'm a little unsure really as to whether this is a great fit for you. Do I think it's adaptable to a business context? What I was just showing, Dean, is how James breaks down the content of emails. He'll give you the copy for them. He'll tell you what to put on your website page, the registration pages, things like this. The beauty of that is, the copy for those emails, that it is very chatty. It's very much like the way I do my emails. I guess that's where I've picked the style up from. So yes, you can look at it and go, right, so this is kind of where he's going with it. I can now make this more formal for my business customers. The big value to this is that I can almost copy and paste all of what he's done. And you're not really going to do that, I don't think, with a business audience. And as I just mentioned there, Dean, talking about a refund, that's why I'm flagging this up to you early, because I don't want you to get into this for a month and then go, yeah, this doesn't really apply to my audience. And social selling. Social selling? What's social selling? As in on social media, do you mean? I'm not familiar with that term. But I was just saying about, this isn't there isn't a money back guarantee in here. There is a guarantee. That's not right. There isn't a refund in here. There is a guarantee that if you go through this for a year or within a year and you put everything together and you're launching and it's not working, you will get a refund. Actually, what they will do is they will get on a call and support you and help you to do that. Okay, developing relationships through LinkedIn. And so where are you going from there, Dean? What is it that you're selling? Is it a membership or a course, did you say, off the back of this? So, yeah, I'm just slightly hesitant for you, Dean, if I'm honest. I don't want you signing up to this and then thinking, Adrian recommended this. Actually, it's not a fit for my audience. It's not what I need. I realize it's a big investment for all of us. And it is absolutely worth it if you are selling that online product, membership, and a course. Then, yeah, Dean, maybe I'm being overcautious with this. You're going to bring people to a webinar, or potentially you could do some kind of a challenge with them and bring them into that. So if there is a course in this that you're selling, a digital product, even this, the absolute automation that I'm talking about that we use for our lights, camera, impact, that I think you came through, that is all, everything that we did. We sat with this training, we watched a video, we implemented it. We watched the next one, we built the next part. So everything that we've done is as a direct result of what we've learnt from in here. Review materials. Yeah, do, Dean. Do just jump in though, Dean, as a very quick, this is where I was just showing. So inside, that's absolute automation, which you should have in your library. That's one of the bonuses that's listed on the page there. But if you come back inside of Business by Design, what I would suggest to you, have a look at these execution guides. I just went through it earlier on. And, video series launch. I think that could be a really good one for you. That I did this some time ago. And actually my Power of Professional Quality Video is a 3-part video series, and you're dripping out content to people. But just have a look inside. When you click into these, Dean, and you come into this and then click to open up this new window, everything is in here, from dreaming it, setting your goals, how much you're expecting to actually get from this, and look at this, like your traffic. What are we doing here? On your lead page here, then you're then bringing people out. I'm just trying to work out what this is. Emails, 3-part video series to a Facebook group, a sales page, all of this. Everything is laid out in here. It really is, he's telling you what has worked for them. Starting your ads on this day. Video 1 goes out Thursday, 2 goes out Tuesday, 3 goes out Thursday. It's just like he's been doing with the lives, but these are pre-recorded videos that go out, and then your cart opens and closes. So it's all in here. He's showing you how to design your registration pages and everything. Yeah, ideas here for what these pages could look like. I've used some of these myself. A ton of content, even, ideas for what should be in the videos and how you should be running those. So that's just an example. The same thing I just showed earlier was for a webinar and how you can run through that. Yeah. You've also got these other, this is the hardest bit, and this is where most of us get stuck. We can create courses, that's not a problem. It's actually putting it out there and launching the thing and being able to track how well it worked. James is great with the numbers. He will tell you how to track, the people that registered for it, the amount that viewed it, the amount that bought at the end, these kind of key metrics. And he will tell you whether it was good or bad, or you will learn whether it was good or bad. You will learn where you need to change it. You might actually think it's all about the registration page. When you do the numbers, you go, actually, we had a pretty good result with that. And actually, maybe it was to do with the webinar and how you delivered it. So you get to know where you need to work and pick up. And there will be calls right the way through that you can jump on. All right, membership launch there. A mastermind, anybody that's interested in running a mastermind group. And here's absolute automation down here. I'm a big fan of that training. Okay, so much in here. A lot of it is covered on this mammoth page. But I do like it, it's giving you a chance to go down and actually you're really reading it. I love the testimonials. I know Jason. Yeah. Hopefully this will answer anything that has been covered. Yeah, Dean, totally. And it would bother me if I thought that you had bought this and you were having trouble getting your money back because you later realized it wasn't for you. Yes, I love that you're coming through my affiliate link, but it's not worth it to that. At the end of the day, you come first. Genuinely, I want to make sure that this is a right fit for you. Okay, so anything else on this? Anything else I can help people with? Clearly, yes, I'm a fan of it. It's been perfect for us. I came into this, I thought I should have come into this with a photography course, but when I started out into this community, and actually that in itself, if you're new and you don't have people around you that are doing this kind of stuff, just getting in that group with other people and realizing that others are having the same challenges that you're having, it is really powerful. And when I got in that group and we were doing some lives together and I was showing up on camera, people were saying, how on earth do you look that good on video? That actually I ditched what I was planning to do with my photography course and started straight off. So I'd got no list, I'd got no audience for it, other than going, actually there are a group of guys in here that some of them had said, look, if you built a course, I would buy it. And so that was when I started my Pro Video Academy. A lot of my early customers were from Business by Design, and I found it a fantastic community. I absolutely love James. I think he's so sincere in everything that he's doing. Yeah, I am very happy recommending him as long as it's a fit for you and you have an online course or a membership, something that you're selling like this, and you're at the same bit that I was, struggling with actually selling it. And if I'm honest, we still go through cycles like this, and we're now trying to sell our YouTube Academy. And so Owen and I just said to him earlier, we need to go back through this. Let's apply it now to a different product. And I get to do that. Ian, yes, of course, Joy. Ian, I hadn't appreciated that was yourself. Great. It's great that you're in. Stuck for 4 years. Let me bring the chat up there and you can see what I'm looking at. More progress in 3 days. Why is that not changing? There it is. Than I have in 4 years. That's amazing, Ian. I love to read that. Yeah, and isn't it exciting, Ian, to just kind of fight? This is how, you don't get this from YouTube videos or little free bits of training. You do have to invest, and you get what you pay for. And I think James is top of his game really, and we're seeing him do. He's doing a launch here, and he's attracting people in. And he will make about 10 million out of doing this. This is a guy at the top of his game that we can all look at. And yeah, he's teaching us everything he knows. I find him very transparent, very honest and open. And he will push you if you're getting in your own head and you're making excuses, and he can see it coming. Be warned if you're going to get hot seated on one of his calls. But yeah, I think the world of him. And honestly, as Dean said, it's not in my nature. I wouldn't be here pushing this just to make some commission out of it if I didn't absolutely believe that it was the training that you need. All right. So this is the only one I do offer. There's no other training or coaching that I recommend. This is the only program that I've ever bought into like this. And so, yeah, hand on heart, this is the guy that I'm recommending to you. And we're obviously having this push at the minute because, as you can see there, registration enrollment closes in 1 day and 14 hours. And so I just wanted to come on here and give you an opportunity to answer any questions. Dean, I would just jump back earlier into the video if you want to have a look. Oh, you don't need to look in. You've already got it. I get that. But do reach out to them if you feel that this isn't right for you. But having said what you have, I think when you originally emailed me, Dean, you'd said that, this is about trying to book sales calls. That was where it was just throwing a bit of a red flag for me, really. But if you are creating a course and you're using LinkedIn to do that, yeah, fantastic. You sort the LinkedIn bit out and you keep kind of building that up, or get some help with that. And we can help you a little bit with ideas on that. There are folk already in the Kajabi community in places that are specialists in LinkedIn. I would encourage you to be making videos on YouTube as well. But this is really the where do we send people to? And that's the part where this kicks in. And yeah, I would hope $3,000 wouldn't take long to pay back once you're actually doing this and you've got the mechanism in place to be able to get it working. Hey there, Sarah, how you doing? Good to see you. Good. Okay, Jim, I'm glad you enjoyed that. Any questions about it? Have we convinced you for or against? Sarah Jane, we are I'm just kind of wrapping up, but I'll happily stay on if you've got questions about this. The whole point was me just sitting here doing a quick Q&A or letting you have a look inside Business by Design. You're already in Business by Design, aren't you? Okay, no, you're not. Can I summarize what you get? Kind of. What I can do is to push you back over this. How do I summarize this? This is James Wedmore's Business by Design. We've put a link in to the chats for this. There, you can come over. That's our affiliate link to come and join it. You're not in it. I don't know why I thought you were. Sarah Jane, this is the training that got me going. This has been the one and only thing really that I've followed, and yeah, a huge fan of James. So what he's offering here is Business by Design is this huge training that you've got over here, plus bonuses, really everything that you need. What I'll do is go on. I was going to tell you to go back and watch the replay, but yeah, I don't mind. Let's just have a quick look through. Sorry to those of you that have just had a look through this, but so he's walking you through all the stages here of actually, getting in the right headspace for this first of all, and looking at your success. This is a whole series of videos in here and training that goes along with it. You are then going back to the biggest thing for me is these launch execution guides that however you want to, whether it's webinars, whether it's challenges, whether it's a membership that you're launching, or a challenge using that method. In fact, we haven't looked at challenge, have we? Let's click on this one. And James has got some videos there, and then these are the execution guides that you can literally work your way through this. So an interview there with Zach Spuckler. Then he goes through how to dream it. What sort of goals, what are you trying to get out of this? Then actually how to put this together. So your email list, your ads, your opt-in challenge, confirmation, and then you've got this 5-day challenge coming out, and then sales page cart open, shows you how to put this into the diary. And literally every step of this, he's going to show you how to lay out those pages, the registration pages, what to put on them. That's there. This is his actual email copy. So he's telling you exactly what to put in there. You could kind of copy and paste this and knock some of the words around. So really powerful training on how you can go through all this, how to sales page creation, literally everything in there about all the stages, all the elements that you need to have in a sales page. Yeah. So he really has the main thing, and really the thing that I love about this is just these very easy to follow guides. Right. I need to do a webinar. I open it up, I watch the video, I work my way through the training that's here, and I can create it. Or you could get someone to do this for you and let them to work through it. The other part of this is that James will be doing, where am I? I've got a note on here. Over 16 weeks, he's doing coaching inside the Facebook group. So he's going to be doing live coaching calls. He's going to do 8 of them. And I believe he said that there's 40 coaching calls that will be happening over these 16 weeks. The only negative will be overwhelm. You certainly won't be looking for content or training. It'll actually be that there's too much and you're trying to get on these calls. Personally, I quite like watching some of the replays rather than getting on the call itself, unless I actually want to be asking something on there. It allows me to speed things up, and maybe if someone's on being hot seated and it's not at all relevant to anything I want, maybe they're struggling with some membership issue in their Facebook group, I can kind of scrub through that bit and watch the others rather than sitting watching live. So fors and against with that. And you'll also find, being in the UK, that a lot of those calls will be late at night. There is a Facebook group that you will have access to for life. This training you have access to for life. And you get a ticket to the BBD live event that will be in November or December. And that's kind of what that looks like. It was a cracking event. I believe it's going to be in Sedona this time around. I was just pausing on this earlier just to hesitate. I'm conscious of people like Greg that are on. And I found that there's a lot of woo, a lot of mindset, a lot of visualization. There are meditations and things. I found it a little bit uncomfortable. It was new to me. And I just want to say that to people that, the training was great. Meeting people was absolutely fantastic. And there's a lot in what they're saying about, actually, I realize that for me and a lot of others, we get in our own heads and we become our biggest critics. SJ, fantastic. You love a bit of woo, you would absolutely love that room. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, and me as a Christian as well, I kind of go, ooh, are we all right with this? So I got to weigh that up. But it's still a fantastic event, and you get a free ticket to that. So that is, and for a lot of people, that's where they've got their money's worth out of it, was to get to the live event and see that. But there's a lot that may not apply to my current business model, says Jim, but also a lot I can pluck out and leverage immediately. I agree. And there's, I haven't been through all this, and there's no intention that you should go through every video in this training, but it does allow you to pick and choose your own journey. And for me, that absolute automation has more than paid for this. What other things did we have? I bought Sales Page by Design. I know James pulls a lot of that training into this anyway. That again was fantastic, showing how to build up these long form pages, just how to do those executions, the webinars, the video series, the challenges, all of those things. There is so much value in here. And even I spent a lot of time going and re-going over those first few videos, that first series in there, because we've got to believe in this. We've got to be okay making the money and everything else. And, so he really will help you to process through that. As an experienced business owner who's launched multiple times, yep. What are 3 things that you feel would benefit from me going through BBD? Are you happy? And sorry, I don't know your name. Are you happy with, if you're doing this and you're running launches and you're seeing success, fantastic. The benefit here would be really if you're saying, okay, I'm doing webinars, but I'm thinking I could do better, but I don't really know where to go. James would really help you analyze the numbers, see what's going on. You would get opportunity to get on a call with him and let him to have a look at what you're doing. And I think you might find that actually we've seen James in action. He's an absolute master at this. And without knowing you and knowing how well you're doing with them, it may well be that you looked at this and went, okay, I could change this around a bit. That's how I've been doing it. But James says this, let's have a go with it. Definitely, I think you would be in a perfect place for this, to be honest. Launching, but unless you're really succeeding and going, yep, I got this nailed, I'm just going to keep rinsing and repeating this, then absolutely I would come across and see how James is doing it and get in the room with some awesome entrepreneurs. Yes, still resolving overload. Yeah, Jeff, there'll be a lot of overload in this. And again, with Jeff, do you have an idea in mind for a course or a training or a membership? What would be the value really of coming through this? I know you love the learning, but this is some serious money, and I think great if you've got something you want to offer and promote out to that. Anne, good to see you, Anne. Okay, fantastic. This is always the thing with YouTube, is everyone's got sort of channel names and it's not obvious to me. Seeing successes, yeah. Numbers, yeah. Well then, absolutely. And I think this is something that James touches on. And actually this whole, you saw me go through that there, this whole dreaming it and chunking it, laying it out. Is there a different way? You might hear James saying, we always go live on a Wednesday, or, whatever day or whatever time that is. And you might go, all right, well, let's have a go at applying that one. And James loves to do the debriefs. If you do a launch and you post up into the group, you'll see a lot of people doing it. And, they're kind of putting in their numbers. Okay, I had this many people registered. I had this many come on the webinar, and this many I sent emails, to actually break all that down and see where to improve it. I would think you are in probably the most ideal stage out of everybody to come and join this. It isn't that you're at that thinking stage, am I actually going to create something or not? You've actually got something. Hopefully seen some money coming through already from this. So you don't have to go redesigning your product or finding a new niche to send this to. Now for you, you're in this stage. Where did James put it up here? And we will wrap up soon. Let me come back. I'm just trying to make sure I'm in the right place. There we go. Into business by design. So he's really, we were in this bit here, trying to find where we are. So you don't need to nail your niche. I said niche for the first time. Building your audience, hiring somebody if you want to. You're not needing to worry about your offer. Putting a better system in place. Maybe this is it. More structure, more freedom. Relaunching an existing product. So you can just click and come in wherever you feel. It probably talks about analyzing it and going back through it. increasing your list, Facebook ads, JVs and affiliates to help promote it for you. Yeah. So again, you for someone like yourself, Anne, you might find that actually just one thing on here will pay for itself in no time. So yeah, absolutely. No hesitation with that one. I know I've been hesitating with Dean because I'm a little bit bothered if it's sort of corporate selling, but I think actually with Dean as well, this should be fine for you to actually, there's lots of options there to try. The main thing with James is, he would be saying just keep it as simple as possible and have one webinar to one offer and just keep improving it and working on it. Excellent. Yeah. And so this is what I'm offering, Anne, is, that you may well find to start with, everyone gets in here, everyone's really excited, the group gets really active, the calls are very busy. I want to create a calmer space for people to come away to. So we will be doing, if you come through our affiliate link, we will be doing these monthly calls, and you get to talk to us on a smaller scale, in a smaller little community, about what it is you're trying to do, where you're at, and if I can point you to something in there, or if as a group we can just give you some feedback and ideas. That's really that's what I'm bringing to it. There's no need for me to offer you any more training. We need to pull the overwhelm down, not add to it. And so, yeah, let me be that safe place to come back to and help you out. All right. We're going to leave it there. I hope that's helped you out. Please feel free to reach out to me, Adrian at adriansalisbury.com. If you want to ask me any questions about it. Time is running out. James is an absolute master at scarcity. And that's not a bad thing, because I think people could, I'm not saying that in a negative way. I think people could. There have been people that have said on as testimonials, I've been through that RISE training for the last 3 years and now I'm finally ready to do it. And James would say, well, what a shame that those 3 years you haven't been selling anything. So I do love that he pushes us and gives us a nudge. And while it might feel a little bit hard to start with, what an incentive to go, right, I need to pay this back now. Okay, sounds super. Good. I'm really glad you joined on as well, Anne, and I look forward to seeing you on one of our Zoom calls if you sign up, and then I'll recognise your face and we can carry on. I'm actually at a Kajabi event. Kajabi are coming to London for the first time, Friday and Saturday this week, and I'm speaking there. So I'm getting myself all ready, and we're heading down tomorrow night, and that'll be the rest of my week. So yeah, quickly wanted to jump in here, make this available to you, and hopefully helped you out make the right decision as to whether this is a fit for you or not. But I wish you every success, and please feel free to reach out to me at any time if I can help you with this. All right, thank you so much. Bye.